Well, it looks like the U.S. is not going to default, which is good. Biden and McCarthy reached a deal, so now they will draft it up and send it to Congress and get it approved. Basically, it's going to be approved because both men are representing basically their party and they have enough votes. So unless something very unexpectedly happens, this should be a done deal, which is why on Friday, the U.S. market rallied. So I'm expecting this week to follow because this is a big thing. No one wants to see the U.S. default. Bottom line is, if this gets resolved, the U.S. will be able to print more money. And a lot of people say that it's a market opportunity, right? Whenever the U.S. market, whenever it sees, events like this, it's a reason to be buying, right? The debt ceiling will be, according to this, the next debt ceiling, the current debt ceiling can go on forever, assuming that we don't, hit it again. But the next time will be like 2025 when the discussion comes up, because I think everyone thinks that we will hit it again in the near future. So basically, like every 2 years now, we're going to have this debt ceiling crisis because we spend so much as a nation and we never seem to cut, and we just keep printing more money, which of course adds to more inflation, and a cycle goes on and on and on and on. But however, there are a lot of people think that this is an opportunity to be buying after this resolves itself, right? And possibly later this year, we see the Fed start reversing or pivoting, assuming they're still not very aggressive. I mean, in June, now it's expected that Powell is going to raise rates by another 25 basis points, right? When, in fact, we were supposed to be not going up anymore, waiting for the pivot later this year. Now, if he keeps on increasing because of inflation, because we're printing more money, well, then I don't know when we're going to pivot. Maybe sometime next year then. But anyways, a lot of people think that this is a buying opportunity. However, what about this 5,000% pump? Well, TechDev posted this. Pretty eye-opening. The 20 weekly EMA and the 200 weekly EMA. So one is represented by the green, one is represented by the red, right? Now, if you notice, the last time we had a crossover was back in 2016 when Bitcoin dropped all the way down to like $140. It recovered a little bit back to 300-ish. Then the halving event occurred, and then it went on a tremendous run all the way to $20,000. Here's the interesting thing. Even when Bitcoin fell from 20,000 all the way down to 3,000 back in 2018, that green line, the 200 weekly EMA, still did not cross below the 200 weekly EMA, nor did it happen in 2020 when Bitcoin fell down to 3,800. So technically, if you're looking at this, the last crossover we had was back in 2016. Even the bottom of 2019, we did not see that, or 2018, right? But guess what happened? We did cross below, and now we have just crossed above in 2023. So last time, from the bottom of 2016 to 2020, Bitcoin went on a 5,000% run. And I'm not even counting it from 300 to 69,000. I'm just counting it to 20,000. Okay. So imagine if we're about to start a new run. So this pattern has not happened since 2016, 7 years ago. If we're about to start a new run, are we going to see a 5,000% gain after this? I certainly like to think so. Probably not going to happen in 2025. But if this continues forward, just keep on going and have an extended run, yes, that's definitely possible. Now, what about this month? Traditionally speaking, May is usually a bad month. And we ended May down 5%. So, I guess that held true, right? But 2022, we were down 15%. 2021, we were down 35% in May, even though that was a good year, right? So what is going to happen come June time? 2022, absolutely one of the worst months we have ever witnessed. Why did it happen? Well, a lot of things happened. Luna collapsed, 3 arrows collapsed, then you had Celsius collapse, then you had Voyager collapse, then you had FTX collapse, BlockFi collapse, then you had Genesis collapse. If you look at those 3 months, I mean, think about it. Those of you guys watching, if you survive those 3 months, you really could survive anything. We had 17%, plus 15%, plus 37%. Now, if you simply added all that together, that's like 70% already, right? So that's crazy. Although compounding-wise, it's actually probably worse than that. You know, why are people doubtful or fearful at 27,000 when we were at 15,000 and we survived months that were way, way, way worse than what we just went through, let's say, in May. Oh, I mean, May is not over yet, but still only minus 5% versus minus 37%. Can you guys even picture that anymore, right? But going back to my point, are we going to have a green month or a red month? Well, let's look at if we're going by history, right? Well, traditionally speaking, June has been pretty bad. However, if you're looking at the years when we are recovering from bottom, okay, not so bad. So look at 2019. 2019 was a year we were recovering from bottom, plus 26%, okay? That's not too bad. Plus, you go back to 2015. 2015, that's a year recovering from bottom, 15%, right? So if you're looking at years recovering from bottoms, or the year that follows the bottom, it's been pretty good. So we'll see what happens in June, especially what's going on with this week, right? Will it be very bullish, carry us into June in a very positive manner? Certainly, it can happen. Right? But then you look at July. July is the month that we're really looking forward to. I mean, look at July. Basically, double-digit gains every single year, seems like, right? But it really depends on June 1st. So basically, we're right between, obviously, 91 and 95%, right? But come in a few years, in a couple years, 95% of Bitcoin supply, okay, will be mined. 95%. That means 5% left. And then you go 10 years out, we will be at 99%. Okay, so think about that. In the next 10 years, 99% of Bitcoin will be mined. And then things get interesting. Then it's going to take another 12 years to mine that last 0.9%. And then it starts flying, right? The last 0.1% will take forever and go all the way until 2236, and I don't think any of us will be around by then. That's when all Bitcoin will be mined, every single last sat, and there will be no more to be mined. So until then, the miners are not going to go away. They already know it's so scarce. Everyone's fighting for the last few percent. Think about if there was a graphic like this for gold or oil or any other commodity that we have. Think about what that would do to the price of those commodities. They would be skyrocketing. If we knew for sure that we already drilled, let's say 95% of all available oil on the planet, do you know how much a barrel of oil would be? So people are not paying attention. That is happening with Bitcoin. It's set by code that won't ever be changed. We're approaching a 95% mark already. There's not enough Bitcoin out there for all the millionaires in the world. So think about that. Every millionaire on the planet wanted to buy and hold one single Bitcoin, they couldn't do so. Bitcoin, positive signs emerge. I know right now Bitcoin is a little stagnant. People may be wondering, why is it not moving? Like, look at this chart right here. You look at Bitcoin, gold, dollar, and tech stocks. Tech stocks have been doing really well, especially like someone like NVIDIA. Tesla's back above 200 again. I think it's like 210 now. You know, tech stocks have been recovering really well. Gold also went up, but gold, you know, that's like really skewed because it went up by like $20. Okay, so it's not like gold shot up $2,000. No, that's on a scale of just $20. So that's a little misleading. The dollar index is going down, which is good, which is what we want to see. When dollar index goes down, everything goes up, right? But Bitcoin is a little stagnant right now, right? So I know a lot of you guys wondering what's going on with Bitcoin. Why is it not moving? Well, this is the price of admission for Bitcoin. Price of admission for, I should say, I take that back. Price of admission for life-changing wealth or generational wealth or even financial freedom. Because if it was that easy to simply just put a few bucks in Bitcoin and expect 10,000% gains within, you know, a matter of weeks, well, then you may want to look at meme coins. That's not how Bitcoin works. Bitcoin is